Brad, Coach Holman was in here and said that your team's force and physicality in the opening 20 minutes was the difference, in his opinion, of the game. After what happened in Columbus, how gratifying is that you were to come out with that energy to take control of the game early?
Yes, sir, that was one of our goals, to come out and be assertive and to be physical and kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. Obviously, they got the best of us in Columbus, and we don't want anyone to come in here and win on our home floor, but especially a team that's already got us one. So the Bigs did a great job of really setting that tone and being physical. They have a lot of really great Bigs on their team, so we did a great job of setting that tone and carried it throughout the second half.
Abby, half right.
Tyler, Chucky Hepburn said yesterday that you were sick for the first game against Ohio State. You played, but you were playing sick. Do you think that was the biggest reason that maybe you didn't play as well that game, but then you came out of the gates? Or what was the biggest difference between your two performances?
Well, I wouldn't use that as an excuse. They still came out and played pretty physical the first time, and that was one of our things coming in. We weren't going to let them come in the close center and get the best of us. So we played really hard today, and we were able to do what we needed to do to win the game.
Yeah.
Something on the side. You've heard a lot of people say that at times you've carried this team at least offensively, and you've always said, hey, we got a lot of other guys who can step up. Is tonight an example of that, on a night where your shot was not falling as you're used to, where other guys hit some big shots, specifically the two guys up there with you?
Yeah, it's a perfect example. It just shows you that, not one player is the entire team. If either one of you guys were to have an off night, the other two would pick them up, and that's just how it goes with this team.
Jim, over on the right.
Tyler, I don't need to tell you that you hadn't made a three-pointer until tonight, yet you showed no hesitation. You just keep telling yourself if it's there, take it, and that confidence doesn't fade.
Yeah, I shoot them in practice. My teammates got the confidence in me to take the open ones and the right ones. And so yeah, if I get an open look, I'm more than confident then to put it up.
Abby?
Brad, you had a big reaction to E.J. Liddell fouling out there at the end. What do you think that was the moment that you kind of knew you had it, or what caused the big reaction, I guess?
I don't know if it was a moment we knew we had it, because they started to make a run right after that. But obviously, E.J. Liddell's a great player. Offensively, he is a handful. Tyler did a great job, and the other guys did a great job tonight. One of the best ways to keep him from scoring is to get him on the bench with 5 fouls. So that was a good defensive play on that play for us. So just the reaction, you get a lot of emotion throughout the game, so that was a big play.
Jeff?
Tyler, Liddell had a big game the first time you guys played them, but when you guys built that double-digit lead at half today, he was pretty much a non-factor. Can you explain what you guys were able to do to keep him from taking over? He scored in the second half, but in particular the first half.
Yeah, it's not just me. It's a whole team thing. He gets the ball in his spots, and he draws a lot of eyes. So we were able to do a pretty good job in our gaps and able to take the ball out pretty well in that first half.
Jim?
Brad, you were pretty confident. Can you hear me? Okay. You were pretty confident yesterday that the three-point numbers are going to average out tonight. Was obviously a sign of that. How much that goes? Steve makes the first one right off the bat. Tyler made one early. Does that just kind of spread that confidence, do you think?
Yeah, we always say, missing shots is contagious, but so is making shots. So when you see a couple go in, that breeds confidence. So individually and also as a team. So it's always good to see that first shot go down. Changes your mindset a little bit throughout the game. So everyone on our team puts a lot of time in. They're in the gym, in practice, but also before practice, after practice, outside of practice, getting shots up. And that's where true confidence comes from. So we were confident that averages will always average out. So just gotta keep shooting them.
And Brad, 3 areas that you guys really improved upon from this game from the first. You got to the free throw line more, you were better on the boards, and you limited to no transition points. If you could pick one area as a key to this game, which one would it be?
That's a good question. I would say getting to the free throw line, because when you're able to get to the free throw line, not only do you rack up fouls on their players, but also it's a great way to get your defense set. So it limits their transition. It makes them a little bit more hesitant on their offensive end because you know that they're in foul trouble, and it changes the way they play defense. So I would say getting to the free throw line. But all 3 of those are good keys to having a game.
Mike?
Brad, I wanted to ask you about Lauren and Jacoby, and each of them, they only got a couple minutes tonight, but they missed some time. How encouraging was it to see them get out there and contribute the way they did?
It's great, not only as a teammate, but just as a friend. They put a lot of time in to be out there in those moments, and unfortunately they've had injuries and illnesses and different setbacks. So just as a friend and as teammates, we're excited to see them out there, doing what they can do, and they're going to continue to grow and get better as they get healthy, get to full strength. But we always say it takes all of us. It's not just 1, 2, or 3 guys. It's going to take all 17 of us in the coaching staff to get to where we want to get to. So it's great to see those guys out there making plays and getting back to full strength.
Abby?
Johnny, a couple of weeks ago, you said to me that you wanted to see Tyler Wahl step up and score more. And since you've said that, he's really taken a step up. What have you seen from him recently that has allowed him to do that?
His confidence. I see him in practice every day. It shouldn't have taken him this long to hit his first 3, but no, it was a damn good time for him to do it.
Jeff?
Brad, Brad, over on the left. You've been on a bunch of teams here that have gotten on rolls, that have struggled. How, overall, do you think this team is playing right now? Things that you're doing well, but things also that maybe you guys need to tighten up a little bit?
I think first and foremost, we're sticking together, in almost every game this year. And whenever you play basketball at this level, especially the Big Ten, the teams are so good, the players are good, the coaches are good, and other teams are going to throw a punch. Other teams are going to make a run, and we've done a great job of sticking together. When those punches are thrown or they go on those runs, and countering with our own runs. So I think that's been the biggest thing for our team. We don't get down, we don't separate. Nothing disconnects us out there on the court. We just continue to try to stay positive and encourage one another and stick together and throw the last punch and get the W.
Got time for one more. Abby?
Tyler, you had a career high 6 assists, and all 6 of them were on 3-point shots. How important to you today was it to just make sure not only you were scoring, but also sharing the ball?
I was really just getting the ball in the post, and then if they were sending some guys at me, I was just finding the open guy, just playing basketball inside.